Time to talk some Arizona football here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, with Shireen Ryan from Zona Zealots, talking some Pac-12 football, of course, going out to the West Coast. How you doing, Shireen?
I'm great. We're a football school now.
Yeah, if losing in the first round of the NCAA tournament dictates that, I guess. You were a basketball school as of about 2 weeks ago, but now a football school for the first
Yes.
time in forever, I
Yeah,
guess.
our basketball team has no recruits right now. So you can thank
Yeah, that's a
ESPN
rough
for
deal.
that.
That is a
Anyway,
rough deal that we don't need to get into because I know nothing about it. I just know
so
it's
we're a football school. I love it though.
So how's the football school doing during spring practice right now?
It's great. So I just talked to Zach Green, who's going to be in the NFL draft, and he's working out with the team there. And he said there's a whole new vibe, a whole new vibe. He feels so positive just, being around everybody, the way the practices are going. If you see the video and the tweets and stuff from the school that puts out, you got dancing coaches, that looks like they're having a lot of fun. Very good instruction, it seems, I see that. The players are like asking everybody to come fill the seats. Khalil wants the place sold out. So there's, the coaches are all on social media this season, and they're very active on social media. So we have more interaction with the coaching staff now. And although some of the press wasn't too happy that they didn't get enough, they don't feel like they were getting enough time during spring practice, but just started last week. So there was a big Twitter war between the journalists and the school. And so finally, I guess they compromised, and they're going to give a coach or a player every day. So tonight, I think Mazzone, the offensive coordinator, I think that's what forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think that's who they're going to talk to today.
Mark Rogers TV talking Arizona football with Shireen Ryan from Zona Zealots. You got to join her right there for the best in Arizona sports coverage. We talk football, but all the sports there for Bear Down on Zona Zealots. So this was interesting, Shireen. So I would love to get your feedback on this. I'm looking at ESPN. They are basically putting together a top 25 of what they project to be the 25 best offenses in college football over the next 3 years. So they're taking into consideration how much time these kids have at each position. They're looking quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line. They're taking coaching into consideration. They have Arizona rated as what will be the 13th best offense in college football over the next 3 years. And I'll read you the scouting report on the Wildcats.
Okay.
Are you feeling good about this?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it.
Okay.
All right.
Khalil Tate's emergence at quarterback midway through last season transformed the outlook for Arizona's offense. Tate has 2 years of eligibility left and appears to be an excellent fit for the offense run by Coach Kevin Sumlin and coordinator Noel Mazzone. But Tate isn't the only reason Arizona appears here. Sophomore J.J. Taylor averaged 5.8 yards per carry as the secondary ball carrier next to Tate. Quote, they had pretty good backs. A Pac-12 defensive coordinator said that J.J. Taylor, he's not very big, but he can roll. Although another Pac-12 coach described Arizona's wide receivers as, quote, average at best, Sumlin has a strong track record of recruiting and developing wideouts and has some solid seniors in Troy Ellison, Shun Brown, and Sean Poindexter. The big question is the line, an area where previous coach Rich Rodriguez struggled to build depth. Arizona got a big short-term boost when the NCAA granted left tackle Laith Freeth a 5th year of eligibility.
That's great news because he's got a lot of experience, and his teammates know him. So that's wonderful news. So yeah, J.J. Taylor was, I don't know if you remember, he got hurt in his freshman season, and he was tearing it up. And then so the next season, he was a big part of the reason why the Wildcats won 7 games, along with Khalil, who was a Heisman Trophy candidate for the better part of the middle of the season, and kind of took that team and lifted it up. He was a very exciting player, and we're all looking to him this season, I think he has got a really good chance at the Heisman, especially given the brand new coaching staff that's come in. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people feel like they're going to be a force to reckon with, because there's good coaching, and if they can coach up wide receivers, we have a seasoned receiver. Sean Brown's been there for a while. So Sean Poindexter and Ellison came up as last season as a big surprise. Not that anybody would be surprised, but he's young, and so then we also have Devon Cooper, who I heard is looking pretty good in spring practice, and he was hurt his first year, and I think he's a redshirt sophomore or junior. I don't know. I think redshirt sophomore, and we haven't seen him. And he's from Narbonne High School in LA, who keeps winning the championship here, part of the Pac-5. So I think Devon has a lot of potential as well. We really haven't seen him. So I watched a little of the quarterback coach working with the quarterbacks, and they're in tune. They're dialed in. They're completely dialed in, and I see a little difference in how he's coaching them. But he's definitely, it seems, very happy. He was a coach who was dancing during practice.
Are you going to rate the dancing?
I'm just happy when a coach dances. I think that this kind of stuff is what the players, they want you to be serious, but they also want to have fun with you. And I'm seeing that in the pro sports. I've seen that the South Bay Lakers had they played frisbee football in the gym. Like everybody, I don't care how old you are, chemistry's built when you're having fun with your coaches, and you're also serious. And I see all that going on right now.
Yeah, so Freeth, the deal with him in gaining this 5th year is that, as you mentioned, extremely experienced with 32 consecutive starts going back to mid-2015, and he was Pac-12 honorable mention offensive line. He is going to be held out, suspended for the first 2 games of the season for Arizona, which I believe is BYU and somebody else. I can't remember.
A couple games. Right, he'll probably be coaching it up from the side anyway, But we also have Michael Elatisi, who's, I believe, a redshirt sophomore, and he's been working out. Like, I say this all the time, but that kid is growing. He just cannot wait to play. He loves the game of football. So, and our center's coming back. We suffered a little bit in his, because we lost our center who died a couple of years ago, Zach Hemela, and so, but we have no more of these. He has a chemistry now with Khalil. And we don't have the high snaps anymore, which was a huge problem a couple of years ago for all the quarterbacks. So having the center there, again, is going to be fantastic for our offensive line. They're going to be younger, but they're hungry. They're hungry to prove themselves.